Dzień dobry. Oglądacie wiadomości о grach wojennych на канале No Enemies Here. Привет. Мне очень приятно пригласить вас в канал о военных играх «Здесь нет врага». Hi, I'm Yara from Phalanx, and you are watching No Enemies Here Wargaming News.
And Undaunted Normandy, a game designed by Trevor Benjamin and David Thompson, published by, as I said, Osprey Games. Undaunted Normandy is a deck-building game that places you and your opponents in command of American and German forces fighting through a series of missions critical to the outcome of World War II. This is a two-player game, playing time's about 1 hour, and it contains 108 cards, 18 large map tiles, dice, tokens, and a campaign booklet. Revolution Games, Poland Defiant, the German Invasion, September 1939. Poland Defiant covers the first 10 days of the Polish campaign, September 1st to the 10th, 1939. And what you got with this game is one 22 by 34 inch map, a counter sheet, a rule book, one player aid, and a Ziploc bag. This game is designed by Stefan Ekstrom. Clash of Armed Games, Triumph of Chaos Volume 2 Deluxe Edition, The Russian Civil War 1918 to 1921. A game designed by David Doctor. Phalanx Games and Tetsuya Nakamura's game Fire in the Sky. Fire in the Sky is a two-player game of strategical rivalry and tactical responsiveness set in during the Pacific War, which stretched between Pearl Harbor attack and Hiroshima and Nagasaki obliteration in the atomic hellfire in August 1945. Compass Games and Napoleon's Eagles. This is a two-player card game. The complexity is 5 out of 10. Solitaire suitability is low. The time scale is abstracted. One full day of battle is 6 turns. The unit scale, infantry and cavalry corps. Playing time, 30 to 90 minutes, 4 hours for the large campaign. Designed by Christopher Moeller. And what you get with this game are 225 poker-sized cards, 2 player aids, 3 scenario setup cards, 1 rule, a scenario book, and a box and a lid. Brief Border Wars. Brief Border Wars is a quadri game or a set of 4 minigames on short border conflicts of the 20th and 21st century using a card-driven system that models the chaotic stop-and-start nature of these impromptu wars. Now, the guy who wrote this is an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, quadri game. Huh? Or a set of 4 games. But no, quadri. You know what's next? A quinty game, huh? The guy's an artist. Complexity 4 out of 10. Solitaire suitability 5 out of 10. The time scale is variable. Days to weeks per turn. The unit scale are variable too. Battalions to division. This is a 1 to 2 player game. Playing time is 1 to 2 hours each. Designer Brian Train.
Hi, I'm Brian Train, and you're watching No Enemies Here Wargaming News.
And what you get with this game are 4 maps at 17 by 22 inch, 1 counter sheet of 176 counters, 4 player aid cards, 1 set of 54 cards, 1 rulebook, 2 6-sided dice, and a box and a lid. Dawn of Empire, the Spanish-American Naval War in the Atlantic, 1898. Complexity 4 out of 10, solitaire suitability is 4 out of 10, the time scale 11 days per turn, the map scale is variable, area movement maps, unit scale individual warships, This is a 1 to 2 player game. Playing time is 2 to 3 hours. Designed by Stefan Newberg. And what you get with this game is a map of the Atlantic Ocean and Caribbean Sea, a battle board, a counter sheet of 176 counters, player aid cards, 1 rule book, dice, and I'm not even gonna say it. Clash of Arms, La Bataille de Mont Saint-Jean, June 18th, 1815. Designed by Ed Wimble. The artist is Rick Barber, published by Clash of Arms. Battle Publishing and Donetsk, Battle for the Airport. And what you get with this game are 88 die-cut counters, 11 by 17-inch map depicting the Donetsk airfield, player aid card, a full-color rulebook including the history behind the battle, and a bag to bag it in.
A game for gamers, made by gamers, by Flying Pig Games.
And a box and a lid. The Player's Aid are unboxing Army Group North, Army Group Center, and Army Group South. A game designed by Matthew Ward and Ray Weiss, published by Conflict Simulations. Alexander is unboxing Crossing the Line, Aachen, 1944. This is a game designed by Dirk Blenneman, published by Führer Teutonicus Games. And Gilbert Collins does a short video on Grant Takes Command, designed by Joseph Balkowski and Ed Beach, published by Multi-Man Publishing. The Chief of Bonding with Board Games is unboxing Ranger, designed by Bill Gibbs, published by Omega Games. And Compass Games has a video intro to Once We Moved Like the Wind, The Apache Wars, 1861 to 1886. This is a game designed by Steven Newberg and published by Compass Games. Jan Heineman of Let's Play History is continuing his preview of Field of Glory, Empires. Of Moe's Game Table is unboxing 1987 Onto Kaliningrad, a game designed by Ray Weiss, published by Conflict Simulations. The strongman of war games, Rob Orrin from Rob's Tabletop World, takes a look at Attack of the 50-Foot Colossi by the dream team of Lutman and Manzo, published by Tiny Battle Publishing. BLASTPOP, on his game Recon, is reconning Field Commander Napoleon, a game designed by Dan Verson, published by Dan Verson. He's not doing too bad, Dan Verson. AJ Toynbee of Hexes and Soldiers is in his briefs giving you a brief briefing of his channel. And a box and a lid. Just go to DVG's website, use this code, and get 25% off. Yeah.
Hey guys, Dave here from the Centurions Review, the punk rock band of Wargame Review Institutions. This week on our website we'll be reviewing Outpost Gamma from Dwarf Star Games. They're a division of Heritage Games. This game is basically Rourke's Drift on another planet. You're a bunch of armored troopers being attacked by alien natives who have much lesser weapons than you but have a lot of numbers, so Rourke's Drift in outer space. On our YouTube channel, we'll be doing a first look at Strategy and Tactics number 93, Nordkap. It's essentially World War III in Norway and its surrounding countries. What makes this game different than most war games is your units have a heavy and a light side, so if you're going on rough terrain, you can ditch your heavy gear and just operate as like a light infantry unit. Hope to try it soon. Looks like an interesting game. The next game we'll be doing a first look at is The Awful Green Things from Outer Space by Steve Jackson Games. This is the most current version of it. It was originally made by TSR. It was in Dragon Magazine, actually. It was the original version, and then TSR made a box game version. It's a $24.95 game that includes a mounted map and counters. The components are really good for a $25 game, and I've heard really good things about it, and I can't wait to try it. Hope to see you guys on our website and on our YouTube channel. Have a good evening.
Little Wars TV is recapping Historicon 2019. I really like these guys. They do great videos, very interesting, great camaraderie. The man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, continues his victory in the West, and he's on Sicily July 31st. And Calandale, sporting the Maynard James Keenan of Tool look, wraps up Victory in the West, Patton's Third Army, and starts Salerno, Variable Combat Series, designed by Nathan Kilgore, published by Multiman Publishing. Academy Games has a video out on their Kickstarter preview, One Small Step. Uwe assured me this was a war game, plus he gave me $10 to say it. Marco reviews Poland Defined from Revolution Games, a game designed by Stefan Ekstrom. Counterproductive Games reviews Platoon Commander Deluxe, The Battle of Kursk, a game designed by David K. Van Hoos, published by Flying Pig Games.
The tactical systems, well, movement is quite wargame standard, but combat is very interesting because combat in this series is based on an action and reaction principle. Everything, absolutely everything you do against a unit, an action, triggers a reaction by that unit. Let's just say, all right, for example, here we have artillery units. If these artillery units, let's get them into place. Artillery units have three types of fire, three kinds of fire. Let's say we make all right. Let's say we make a standard situation. French artillery fires, and the artillery has three types of fire: normal fire, counter-battery fire, and reaction fire. This means that if Saint-Cyr fires on these infantry, well, it is normal artillery fire, no problem. But if Saint-Cyr fire against this X where there is a Prussian artillery, after the fire from the French artillery, can get to fire back, can get a counter-battery fire, a reaction. And also you have reaction fire, because if Saint-Cyr in another turn is attacked by infantry, what happens? Saint-Cyr has reaction fire, so Saint-Cyr can react to the infantry attack. This principle of action and reaction is carried over on normal short combat. Short combat works well. It is quite standard. You take, let's just say, we have this situation, right? Okay. Let's say that. Let's focus. Nice camera. Let's say that these two French units, are engaged in short combat against this Prussian unit. You take all the values, the attack values. Here they are, the first value. All the units involved. In this case, 3 plus 2 plus 2. That is 7 against 4. It is. You calculate the odds. Once again, standard. Okay. 7 against 4 is a 1.5 at 1, and you get a modifier. You take all the modifiers. The modifier are odds, cohesion, which is a quality value, cohesion value of the units is this one. You consider the best cohesion value of all the units involved. You take another modifier for terrain, if a unit is routed, for the position. In this case, you have every unit has 2 axes, 2 front axes. in this case the Prussian has this front X and this front X, this is considered, alright, this one is considered a rear X. So it has, so the French units have a bonus because they are fighting against the Prussians from the front and from the rear simultaneously. You take all of these modifier and then you, alright, you see, you roll a d10 and see which score did you get, and you see on this table what happens. As you see from this table, well, the attacker can advance, but also the defender, if the score is quite low. Also the defender can disrupt the attacker, can force cohesion tests, and also it can counter shock, it can counter attack, it can hold the position, and if it wants it can strike back. So you have to be very, very, very careful about your attacks. But action and reaction comes really into play when you take in account another situation. Let's just say here we are. Alright. If you take into account cavalry, cavalry is really, really dangerous in this game, is really lethal, because cavalry can short combat, no problem, but can also charge. Cavalry, if it has an X, a 3X in front of them, can charge. This means if cavalry charges, well, charging cavalry has a lot of positive modifiers to its shock combat, but the best modifier is that if it disrupts or gets the defender to recoil, like let's say this cavalry has charged, this defender has to recoil, cavalry can get into pursuit and then strike again, and then this infantry, maybe it has been disorganized, this cavalry pursuits, and then it can strike again, all in one activation, all in one turn. This infantry, maybe it recoils, it has to make a cohesion test, it fails, so it routes, it is eliminated, and this cavalry is here. So as you can see, cavalry can really get a lot of attacks in a single turn charging. What is the problem of cavalry? The problem is that after the pursuit, cavalry has to make a cohesion test as well, so it can get easily disorganized, and in this case it gets disorganized in the worst possible position behind enemy lines, so it can be attacked in the next activation. What can infantry do about charges? Well, infantry, as you might expect in a Napoleonic war game, well, it can, if it passes a special test, can get to square. A possible reaction by infantry is to get to square. In square, the charge bonus is negated, and infantry has taken a defensive position. What is the problem of square? Every Napoleonic wargamer knows. Every Napoleonic wargamer knows it. Well, artillery is murderous, is lethal against squares. It has quite a lot of bonuses. If artillery is charged, what can artillery do against a cavalry charge? Well, it can get reaction fire, another reaction. And let's just say that this, for our example, this is a French cavalry. What can cavalry do against a cavalry charge? No problem, it can countercharge. So it can try to countercharge. If it gets countercharge, the charge bonus are negated. And if the charge bonus are negated and the die roll is bad enough, what happens? Well, the attacking cavalry recoils, and the defending cavalry pursues in the attacking activation, and so another charge, another shock combat happens, but the defender has become the attacker. So you see, this system is great because it is so dynamic. There are so many actions and reactions. Combat procedures are very easy. You calculate the odds, cohesion differential, terrain, and position, cavalry bonus, and then you get to roll your d10, and you see no tables, no columns, just values to get on a d10, quite easy, and you see immediately the result. There are quite another rules about routed units and recalls, retreats, but not so many. This is really the heart of the system. This is how the system works. Command and control, you define tactical groups, and you decide which of those tactical groups are in command, which of them are out of command. The opponent does not know which of the tactical groups are in command and not. And then you have the cheat pool, and when the cheat is pulled from the bag, you activate that formation. You have also special cheats, like this Prussian one, which lets you activate 2 formations at once. These cheats are defined, these special cheats are defined by these scenarios. Oh, and one important thing, when you have pulled almost all of the cheats, the last last single cheat is held in the bag, and it is not activated. So you can have a formation which are activated once, formations which are activated twice, but also formations which are never activated, because in some of the towns some formations have just one cheat taken into the bag. The system is quite differentiated, is quite diverse. There are lots of scenarios for each module. A Battle of the Sea in C3I has 3 scenarios. 3 or 4 scenarios. The day of battle, the day before. There are variant scenarios, quite a lot of possible variation, and the cheat pool system keeps every single play different from each one. There are many modules in the series. One of my preferred module is Early Glories. Well, maybe because the battles in Early Glories were from the campaign of Italy, and I know those places. There are Rivoli and Marengo, which are quite great places, quite nice places that I know. But the great thing about Early Glories is that there are 4 battles in the module, but you have modules about the Peninsular War, the Waterloo campaign, great modules with lots of variants. What happened if Grouchy appear on the battlefield, and many other variations. In C3I there was also a special Davout counter. What happens if Davout were on the battlefield? But there are also quite a lot of modules: Aspen, Aisling, Fuentes de Honoro, and other and many other modules in the series. Jeu de Gloire series is a great system. It has been made for tournament. This means that the play takes about 2 hours. 2 hours and a half. Not a big map, not too many counters. Really a great series to start with the Napoleonic period. Easy but detailed enough. So this is all, and as I say on my YouTube channel vlog, well, niente paura, sono solo wargames. Don't be scared, it's just wargames. Bye, ciao.
Games and one small step lead the US and Soviet space agencies in their epic race to the moon in this engine-building, worker placement Eurogame. But Uwe, I spoke to Uwe, and he tells me that there are war game elements. It's the Cold War, man. You know what I'm saying? The Twilight Struggle, you know what I'm trying to say? Okay, so he guarantees me that if one side is losing, that you pick up the miniature satellites that are going to be there and you throw it at the other guy's head. Can't get more war game than that. And what you get with this game is a lot of stuff. I suggest you go on the Kickstarter website and check it out. And you're going to see something that resembles meeples. They're not meeples. Uwe guaranteed me that they're not meeples. They're astronautals. Astronomicals, that's what he said. And you know what? I believe Uwe. He's German. Germans don't lie. Okay, let me take this opportunity after Uwe's Kickstarter deal here. Any publisher or anybody that has a Kickstarter coming out, send it to me. I'm the news, man. I mean, I can look for a lot of stuff, but I miss a lot of stuff. So if you got something, send it to me. You know, and just like Uwe's Eurogame that he turned into a war game with a valid explanation, we can work on things. You know what I'm saying? Plus, any news is news. I'll do my best to feature anybody that sends me stuff. So just put it out there. Flying Pig Games, Old School Tactical Volume 3, The Pacific Theater. The game includes 4 sheets of unit, weapon, vehicle, and condition counters, a large 30 by 41 inch mounted game map, 18 luck cards, 16 scenarios, player aid cards, color rulebook, of course dice, and a massive box and a lid. Avalon Digital and Blocks, Richard III, Block Wargaming on your PC and Mac. Richard III is a computer adaptation of the epic 2-player war game from Columbia Games that recreates the 15th century bloody dynastic struggle between the royal houses of Lancaster and York for the throne of England. They also have a demo that you can play. Check them out. Worthington Publishing, Stalingrad Besieged. This is a game designed by Dr. Lou Pulsifer. Stalingrad Besieged is a game that allows 1 to 2 players to refight the campaign for Stalingrad in 1942 in 3 different ways: cards, blocks, or counters. The game plays in less than an hour. And what you get with this game is a mounted game board, a deck of option cards, a full set of Russian unit large wooden blocks with labels, Russian unit cards, Russian unit oversized counters, German unit large wooden blocks with labels, and you know the drill, plus status cubes, dice, 2-player aids, and a rulebook. Matt White's Until the Bitter End, U.S. Airborne. This is a print and play Kickstarter. It's a second World War II solitaire and 2-player game that Matt does print and play. The game sets a small squad of American airborne against a German enemy in a series of small skirmish scenarios. Can anybody say narrative? The game comes with 10 US airborne infantry and 10 German infantry counters, 2 maps, and a full rulebook. Scenario book, plus all the stretch goals in this project. interviews Consum World Expo creator John Krantz in podcast number 20. FAINA and its Janid Zero podcast has episodes 89 Smolensk, episode 90 Cuba Libre, and episode 91 Fire in the Sky. Kyle Seeley wraps up Belmont, Grant's Baptism of Command. This is a Paper Wars issue game magazine. Napoleon's Triumph tells us what's on the table for July 2019, number 2. Krantz and Compass Games is live with episode 26. World Wargaming Championship is happening July 20th to July 28, 2019, and who's not gonna be there? Well, this time I'm gonna be there. So, this is happening at Seven Springs Resort in Pennsylvania somewhere. Check it out on their website, the BPA World Board Gaming Championship. Another week, another show. Thank you to my supporters. Thank you to the people who watch this show. Without you, I wouldn't be doing this. I'll be at WBC next week. If you see me, stop, say hello. Like I said, I'm talking into a screen. I don't know people. All I see is a screen, right? So, hopefully I'll see you at WBC. Support, subscribe, and as they say, like me. How can you not like me? Look at me. See you next week. I won't be here doing the news next week. There's going to be a show on, but there's going to be no news because I'm not going to be here for that week to record the news, you know, because the news comes out like daily, right? I'll be at WBC, and I'm going to be filming some stuff, probably quite a bit of stuff, and I'm gonna put it up. Probably not in one shot because I am going to film a lot of stuff. But, yeah, look, I'll be back, and hopefully I'll see you at WBC. Thanks a lot. Complexity is 4 out of 10. Solitaire suitability is 5 out of... and a box and a lid.